Faisal, I've been sending you messages a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my third month of Iddat. A month back, ex and I were called to family advocate. The lies he spoke, yet I was compromising, broke my heart. He lied and said I'm unfit mum. I bruised my child and hit her with the belt, and much more lies which shocked me. I'm still trying to heal now. Recently, he introduced my 6-year-old child to the new woman in his life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time I try to heal from something, even more things happen, which causes me more pain. Need yours duas and please give me steps on moving forward. Jazakallah, Sister Farzana.
Sister, you did tell us many years ago, sorry, something years ago, many months ago, that he's a drug addict. If he's a drug addict, like you're saying, then you do understand that when you have khamar, haram inside of you, you're going to speak lies. So why are you shocked? So he went and spoke to all those people, and you can say this is a blatant lie because does he have proof? Does he have a medical report that I hit my child with a belt? I mean, he's the drug addict. If you do a drug test right now, you'll find all kinds of things that are unexplainable in his system. He's a liar. So why are you upset when people are going to be angry with you? He's angry with you. Furthermore, he introduced your daughter, your child, to his new uh, lady friend, um, not spouse, obviously. How long will that last? Because you must remember, you did tell us many months ago, and I do remember this, is that he was with somebody and that broke off. Then he came running back to you. He wanted to heal with you and get you back. Then that didn't work out. Then he found somebody else again, and then he came back to you again. So Mr. Ping Pong, tennis man, is going to be jumping in and out of relationships. So you have to look at the situation holistically. So if he's introducing his child to, it's not a big deal because auntie, I don't know if she's going to be around for too much longer. Because remember now, why did you break up with him? Why did you move away? Because incapable as a spouse. That's what you told us. That's what we've been told. So if that's the truth and that's what you're telling us, then why are you upset? I mean, you're trying to heal. Heal means that you come into seclusion, which is your iddat, right? And you are making shukr to Allah Pak that you are out of a traumatic and toxic relationship where the person faltered and failed. See, his job was to take care of you, which unfortunately, through drugs and unfortunate things, he failed. See, there's not going to be no barakat in anything if you're going to put haram in your body. Allah must protect us from this. But this is what happens. We cannot turn to haram vices. When we have a problem, we must turn to the help that Allah has afforded us. His doors are open to us. We make dua. If we have a financial quandary, then we need to exceedingly make dua. We need to improve on our salah. We improve on everything that's possible so that we can become closer and to Him, then He can afford us barakah. Constantly making shukr, Allah Pak, at least, you know what? I don't have a lots of money, but Allah, at least I don't owe a lot of people money because how many people today are driving beautiful cars and living in fancy houses, but they up to their forehead and drowning in debt. They're owing the banks, and every month they have to come out with like 100 and 150,000 rand, and they have so much of stress. Allah save us from that and save them from that and get us out of the banks' clutches. But when you're going to have interest in your life, Molana always says, when you go to the banks, you're gone. So when we're living off that, so there's always a good system where we can actually make shukr. Now maybe you don't have lots of wealth and all of that, so you don't need to go to vices and all of that. So sister, what I'm saying is that your husband took the wrong route and basically he made it worse. He destroyed everything. He was very abrupt and angry with you. He used to swear you a lot. He was vulgar, physical. You remember all those messages you sent us, right? I remember. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is turn to Allah now. Sit down, make zikr, make your ibadat, and don't worry about what he says or does. Worry about what Allah has done for you. You
And the
wanted
duas that she'll make now will be really accepted.
exactly,
Definitely accepted.
exactly.
Okay, we have Sister Sarah Baby Mustafa. Assalamu alaikum to you and Bhabi. I hope you are keeping well. Rabiul
Trying.
Awal Mubarak to you and
Mm-hmm.
your family.
Alhamdulillah.
Missed you all beautiful and mashallah program to make the people understand at least they got somebody to talk to them if they got and you talk to them and make them understand and don't break home. Have a happy have a happy home and sukoon in their homes. May
MashaAllah.
Allah reward you for what you are doing. A
Ameen.
beautiful and blessed and fantastic show. This show teaches to respect each other Sarah B. Mustafa Parag, CBD area, Alhamdulillah show. Yes, you are so right. I have no idea what she's saying. You're right. I think the whole show
Well,
about me.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for agreeing with us for that. And I hope lots of people do agree with us because we do need um, your approval as well. So you need your to acknowledge. Now, sometimes, all right, before we go to that, let me just quickly tell you guys that you can see us on Facebook. We are live on Facebook. There's a live feed going on, and you can drop us your comments or perhaps your questions. And we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to alternatively send us an SMS or a WhatsApp or call us, you can call us on 0861 904 904, 0861 904 904. If you want to WhatsApp us on the studio line, 060 904 1056. 060 904 1056. That's the studio line for your WhatsApps. And if you want to SMS me on my line, this is my personal line, it's 083 7789 314, 083 7789 314. Now, you could be in a relationship, you could be in your marriage for quite a few years, but it's always been like, dull, and he's not very communicative. Now, look, we all bring our personalities and our character into our marriages. And when a person is checked whether they're marriage material, we look for piety. Because wealth comes, wealth goes. Wealth is Allah Pak rewards us if we are on the right path and we are doing good to our spouses, we're reading our salah, then Allah rewards us with the wealth that we can handle. Some gets trillions and some gets just enough to be happy so that we don't stretch our hands out to anybody. That's fine. But when you're looking for a marital partner, you're looking for not characteristics, you're looking for piety. Does he read all his salah? Is he an angry person? Does he, is his parents, is he a good loyal person? Does he follow the sunnah? These are things, the preferences that a girl might have. Boy, is she a good girl? Does she have any bad habits? Is she on drugs? Things like that. You know what? She'll respect my family. Will she have a scarf on her head? What's going to happen if we move? Will she back me up? Can she cook? We all looking for those little things that may be our preferences. Some men are liberal. They say, listen, it doesn't matter. You learn how to cook afterwards. And let's be true, we all learn how to be good spouses afterwards. You're not an expert cook. There are very few ladies that can say they were very expert at
But let me
cooking.
tell you, we can be an expert cook, but
Mm,
whenever whoever gets married,
mm.
there's always something to learn about your husband and about your
Alhamdulillah,
in-laws.
alhamdulillah.
So
Absolutely
there's
true.
always something to learn.
So you definitely have to be a person that is willing to learn and adapt. So one of the most common signs of emotional unavailable men and women is the inability or unwillingness to show or express their actual feelings. While you may encourage them to open up, even providing a safe space for such discussions, they never seem to let their guard down and disclose what's really on their mind. So, what I'm saying, men are like tigers don't cry. Now, when I speak to my clients, and obviously when I encourage them to open up, I use the best of examples, which is Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He told us how he felt when his wife, Hazrat Aisha, Radhiyallahu anha, asked him, "What was your hardest day?" He told her. He didn't hold back that relationship and says, "No, I'm the Nabi of Allah. I can't show weakness. No, there's no day that is hard. Alhamdulillah, everything is fine." No, he explained to us as men how we're supposed to be. He showed us the blueprint of how to be connected to your wife. Share your emotions. He told her that day in Taif. That day in Taif. What a hard day it was. Now he shared his emotions. And today, because he shared his emotions, today we are benefiting and our Iman is getting charged with what did he go through? What did he go through? What did he go through? Ah, unbelievable. What did he not suffer? How much he suffered for us. So, if she had not asked him and he had not disclosed, would I be sitting here today being overwhelmed by my emotion that how did he suffer for me and you and for the Muslim Ummah? So, you have to be disclosive, you have to talk, energize your relationship by being open. This is what we encourage men and women to talk about because being reclusive and no, I don't need to share my emotions because I mean, why do I have to talk about the past? Then why do we have the hadiths? Why does the Quran speak about the great Anbiya of the past? Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, Yunus alayhi salam, Adam alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam. Why do we talk about all these people of the past who lived for 950 years? Ibrat. We need to learn. So when I talk about my past, and I says I was a very irresponsible and I was a very naughty boy when I was young, and I troubled my mother a lot. But when I grew up and I became a teenager, I became very obedient. So then my wife knows that I have potential.
There's a nice message. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to the blessed Ummah of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Peace and blessing and salutation be upon Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah for another blessed day as it glorifies from sujood, never abandon hope. May the Ummah of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam always be blessed with prosperity, protection, and ease. Have peaceful weekend. Salam and dua, Sister Leila Mehta and family. Inspiring reflections. He who has health has hope.
Alhamdulillah.
He who has hope has everything. Allah is always with you and there's always hope. I really like this message. It's about hope.
Hope. Personally, I feel as long as we have Iman, we have hope.
Alhamdulillah.
Because if you have that La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, everything can improve. Because Allah can change any condition He chooses. Qun fayakun.
I read a hadith where
Mm.
it says that after Iman, ask for health.
Mm.
So these two things are very
Because
important.
if you're healthy, then it's easy to perform your ibadat. You are in a happy state, and shukr is a wonderful form of ibadat. So, how much of sadaqah we need to take out for our health and for our bones and for our bodies and our muscles and our eyes and our ears? Alhamdulillah. So, these are conversations that can be had between spouses, but your partner is stressed, distressed, or depressed. Now, how many men, women go into relationships, get married, and they're carrying these baggages from the past? Now, we don't know what happened in your past before you got married, but when you get married, then the spouse has to be supportive. That means has to be attentive. That means has to be listening. So let's say you say, I had a very bad engagement. I was engaged to this boy, but his parents were very against us, and it broke. And now I got married. So how important the husband not supposed to feel threatened now, but you're supposed to say to his wife, "Listen, you know what? You were in my takdir. So I don't care who he was. Maybe he was a Bollywood king, but I don't care because I was supposed to be for you and I'm meant for you. That's why we married
I
together."
am your Bollywood king. That's what you're supposed to say.
I'm not going to take those people's name because that's glamorizing them. But people
But I
often,
have a question.
okay,
Question is if one spouse is emotionally unavailable, man or woman,
hmm,
husband or wife, and the other spouse feels that there's time to talk now, where we need to talk about the lack,
hmm.
and they don't want to offend them. What is the right time or the right situation, and how should they approach? When should they approach their spouse?
See, there is no right time according to the person who's emotionally shut off because they're always looking for ways to distract themselves, which means they'll be sitting on the phone, taking a nap.
Making an excuse to run away from that
Yes, either
conversation.
running away to the masjid or reading Quran. But you have to make time and say, listen, can I have 2 minutes of your time? The key will be small doses. So when you want to give medication to a child, you don't have to give them the tablespoon one time and then they'll vomit. You give them a small dose, like maybe 2 ml, and then they'll sip some water. So the key, what I'm trying to say is that small doses. So if they
Baby steps.
baby steps. So if they're emotionally unavailable, then find a time where the kids are asleep and he's sitting on his phone and he's doing nothing.
Or he
Then,
can't run away anywhere.
okay, that's another way of putting
Okay.
it.
Isha is finished, you can't go masjid.
Yeah. So what happens now? He sits now and you say, listen, can I have 2 minutes of your time? I need to discuss something with you. It's rather urgent and important. Then you'll say, okay, what's the problem? So you say, no, it's not really a problem. It's just that I want to ask your opinion. And remember, if you're going to talk with humility and respect, then everybody will respond. It can be anybody in the world, it can be the king or it can be the pauper. But if you speak to him with respect, then obviously he'll respond. So that's the way to like energize.
What's the best way to show your husband that you respect him? Listen to him, agree with him,
Complimenting.
compliment, okay?
So, for instance, if you ask his opinion, that's a compliment. When he finishes giving you his compliment, when he finishes giving you his opinion, then you compliment him. When you tell him, look, I see where it's coming from, and that's why I wanted to ask you because I can see the expertise and the intellect you have. That's why the best person to advise me always will be you. So that's how you can get through to him,
We
inshallah.
have a nice message.
Mm,
Salam's great show always. Jazakallah for always giving the Ummah sound, realistic advice.
mm,
Love your best half. Love your best half input as well.
mm.
Shukran. Have a Mubarak day.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for that. So Let's say, for instance, now look, we all have baggages. I've got baggages. Come on, who doesn't have baggages? Everybody has problems. Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was still mourning his wife, his beloved wife, Hazrat Khatija, who passed away, and he married Hazrat Aisha. Radiallahu. But we all have that, but that does not mean now that we bring it there and we can't cope. Yes, he missed his Khatija. Radiallahu. I mean, she was an amazing woman, one of the four best women ever created. But at the end of the day, now he had his new wives to deal with and to be there for. It was a responsibility. And how did he do it? He didn't carry his burden with anything besides cheerfulness. He knew this was the way for us to carry on. So you have to be cheerful. So whatever your problems in the past, I'm not trying to minimize it or trivialize it. Everybody knows how difficult it was. Because everybody has these things to carry for the rest of their life. But it doesn't have to be morose. That means you can connect with your children, you can connect with your wife, you can connect with your friends, and you can connect with Allah Pak. Because things could be worse.
We would like to connect here with Sister Rukaya. Very nice messages. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My brother Faizal Bhai and Bhabi missed you all last week.
Mm.
Rabiul Awal Mubarak. Every day you decide how you feel, how you treat others, and what kind of person you want to be. Your attitude, happiness, and kindness are all in your hands, so choose wisely because your choices define who you are. Forget who hurt you yesterday, but don't forget those who love you every day. Forget the past that made you cry and focus on the present that makes you smile. Forget the pain, but never forget the lessons that you gained. I mean, well, I would like to tell you, Sister Rukaya, this is the advice actually my son, who's going to turn 15, gives us. And he always tells me, but mommy, when we angry and when I'm angry, I don't forget who loves me and how many people I have who love me or who support me.
Who loves him?
I do love him a lot.
Just
And I know
joking.
his father loves him a lot. But when I
Agreed.
heard him saying that, exactly what Sister Rukaya is saying, when I heard him saying that, and I was thinking, oh, small faces he just been making.
Well, let's just say I'm going to pass the torch on to
Yeah.
him, inshallah.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, my brother Faizal and Bhabi evidently. Ameen.
Okay, so I'm up after this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala आप और आपकी फैमिली को हमेशा खुश रखे इंशाल्लाह मीन from Sister Ruqayya. Alhamdulillah. So, your spouse is sitting in the corner and something is distressing, he don't want to share it. What could it be? If there are obvious stresses in your spouse's professional or personal life, ask how they are feeling about them and discuss possible options to reduce or manage their stress. That means don't give them advice now. Don't start Molana. See, I told you your sister was a problem. Now she's got a problem in her marriage. You see, I told you she got a big mouth. Remember that time in the Walima when she told me my dress was crooked? That's the time I told you she's a problem. Now you see, her husband don't want her anymore. Please don't go there. Because you say, see, Molani, calm down. You know what? I need you to understand that I'm telling you because I want somebody to now help me with my stress because my sister might get divorced. And you giving me your advice that you are right. So what you want a trophy now? He'll shut down. He won't talk to you. Is that what you want? You want a trophy? You want to be right? Or you want to manage stress? So before you come with the opinion and the high-handed, condescending behavior, talk to him nicely. What's wrong? I'm so sorry. I know how it must feel. You know that empathy must be there because if it was your sister, then you won't say, yeah, my mother and my father spoiled my sister too much. They used to buy her everything. That's why she's now namak haram and now she's troubling her husband as well. You don't want to say that, isn't it? You feel for your sister. Now I'm just giving you a random, please forgive me. I'm doing a random off the top of my head example. But when you approach a person with a problem, please don't give your opinion that you are shabash. What a wonderful person.
It's how
And
you approach your husband.
how you approach.
And however you're going to approach, that's a reaction you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's important what reaction you want.
So it has to be very diplomatic and candid. It has to be in a way where your husband appreciates the input, the support, and say, I'm so sorry.
Basically, your husband must feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I can just imagine what your parents are going through.
Yeah.
If you're can we like talk to them? Then he say, no. You know what? Kaka is doing it, or Chacha is doing it, or Mama is doing it, and the alims are involved. But I'm just stressed and says, why don't we get up for tahajjud tomorrow morning and inshallah we'll both make dua, we'll read some Quran, we'll make some zikr, we'll make dua for her that Allah Pak make them grow through this difficult time with sabr and shukr and inshallah the marriage must come. Talk like that. Don't give bayans.
On that note, there's a very nice message. Salams, mashallah topic. Trust you all well. I had the very same problem, but I overcame problem by reading a lot. Reading helped to overcome stress.
Yeah. See, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah is from the treasures of Allah. And that is the known prescription, according to the ulama, for stress and depression. So you have to repeat that a lot. So what happens is your heart becomes stronger. And when your heart becomes stronger, then you'll be able to face these difficulties. Then you'll need people to now work through the situation. So you need strong people around to say, see, don't get angry, don't get despondent, come distract yourself. Let me help you sort this out. So let's say it's a financial stress. Listen, you need a loan, a halal loan, that means no interest. There's so many people out there that are willing to trust you. Let me put you in touch with them. Allah will send these people, but you have to read and you have to ask for help. But the most important thing is you have to confront your issue, your stress.
Sister Ruqayya, I think, won the show today.
Mm,
She said, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My brother Faizal Bhai and Bhabi would like to second your son for what he said.
mm.
Always remember, dynamite comes in small packages.
No, he's
Sister
not small
Ruqayya,
package. No, no, no. He's not small
he's
package.
dynamite. But
I was told yesterday that he looks like my brother now. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, equivalent to me. Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Allah Pak make the children of the future mujahideen, because we don't know what they're going to face, but they're going to be better than us, stronger than us, bigger
Inshallah.
than us, smarter than us in every possible way. And let them also be more deendar than us, inshallah.
So we have to realize children also have intelligence and they observe things from their point of view.
Yes.
So we have to give them all children, especially the teenagers, because what happens is when you shout them, they take it very seriously
Mm.
and they close up. So whenever they're talking, we have to give them a hearing and we have to show them that we understand them.
You see, as a married person, you have a job to do. Now, maybe you take your profession as an electrician, architect, therapist,
Therapists.
doctor,
Mm.
whoever, lawyer, whatever it is, right? You take it too seriously. Then you come home and you switch off. You have another job to do, which means now family man, family woman,
More responsible
more
now.
responsibility. So you don't have time now to sit down and say, why my business is not working? I don't know what to do. Allah Pak, I'm making some. No, you came home, your child needs to do homework. Your wife is asking you, listen, did you remember to buy the milk? How am I going to have my tea today?
He's
Yeah,
important.
now she's going to get angry with you. She's not going to worry about you that you got a payment to make tomorrow that's like 50 grand. You need
She
to
won't care if
focus.
you are a doctor and you did a open
She
heart
wants her
surgery or
tea.
what. She wants a tea.
You didn't buy me coffee today. I want my tea today. You know what I mean? So it's going to be like that.
And your children are troubling you today.
So compartmentalize.
Also, I think the reason my son is the way he is because he likes his daddy too much. He likes what his
Well,
daddy has to offer.
my cousin offered some good advice yesterday. MashaAllah, Allah Pak give him long life and good health. And he spent a lot of time with the late, great Maulana Yunus Patel, Dawud Barakatuh, Rahmatullah alayhi, Allah Pak give him Jannat. So he
Mm.
did say that your children are watching you.
Yeah.
So I told him, yeah, I call them CCTV cameras because they won't do what you do. They won't do what you say. They'll do what you do.
Yeah.
So if you love the masjid, they love the masjid. If you love salah, they love salah. If you talk nonsense, they're going to talk
If you're
nonsense.
a good role model, they'll want to follow you and they want to impress you.
But they must like you.
Yeah.
So it's very important that with shouting and all of that, that's necessary for a child.
Discipline.
Disciplining is very important because if you're going to learn Quran, you have to learn it with a stick. Because the child must learn and must get it in his heart. And later on, he'll thank his ustad that, Ya Allah, you gave me such a wonderful ustad that didn't spare the rod, but he made me into a hafiz, alhamdulillah. But just like the father has to be that strong thing. Because when you look at the Sahabas, I mean, I don't hear people ever saying this, and I'm asking the question. When you talk about Abu Salama, Abu Sufyan, Radiyallahu anhu, these are Sahabas, right? Father of Salama, father of
Sufyan.
Sufyan. These are, what was their real name? Ummi Salama, alhamdulillah, there was a friend of mine, Mufti Saab, who I asked him, what was her real name? Her first name was Hind. I don't remember her full name, but he researched it and he found it for me. And he said her first name was Hind, but she is one of our mothers. Ummi Salama is one of our mothers because she was married to Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She is one of the beloved wives of Rasulullah Pak. But what was her name? Mother of Salama. Now look at how important our children are. So do we have time now to sit in one corner depressed? Do something about it. You need to talk to somebody, pick up the phone somebody. You need some help, we available. Talk. But don't let it fester and sit in one corner and waste time because now you can't handle it. Because the only thing that happens when you get frustrated and fester is it increases the frustration and then you snap. So,
We have a nice message. I think it's from a brother. Salams to all. Also, some of us guys are worried when we go mother-in-law's house as we were not always father-in-law's idea of a son-in-law.
well, that's a challenge.
Paisa talks these days. Son-in-law
Mhm.
with the Merc or BMW gets king's welcome.
Of course, of course, of course. I mean, look, paisa bolta hai. I mean, I'm talking your language, isn't it? But what ultimately wins is character. Because as much as the person who drives the Mercedes Benz, and there are so many wonderful people out there who drive the Mercs and the BMs and all that, Allah Pak give them more and give us so. But character, if that person has a wonderful smile, is humble, and say, you know what, Papa or Daddy, drive the Mercedes Benz. No, you come in saying, see, I bought this Mercedes Benz, it's 1.3 million, and my payment every month is 26,000 Rand
Your
or
daughter is
30,000,
not allowed to touch it.
and your daughter can't drive it. Then it's not going to be somebody that they really look forward to seeing. But if he's a humble person, then wonderful. But character is where we compete with, not in possessions. Because look, when you're going to die, you're going to take your calico and go with you. And there's no pockets in your coffin. So at the end of the day, the Mercedes is going to get left behind. And then it's going to probably get sold. So don't worry about it if they get special treatment.
Sent another message, the same
Mm.
person. Okay, I don't understand, but I'll take your advice. Character RG Sahi Bhai, that's what he said.
Aji say bye. Okay, yeah,
RG.
character is the most important thing. Now, what is character? Character is humility, cheerfulness, kindness, helpfulness, smiling. So they'll say, no, you know what? We got two son-in-laws. One is so wealthy, mashallah, he's taking such good care of our daughter. But the other one is like a son to me. Because if I pick up the phone and say, I need help, then he's there. He's always attentive. So it's not as if though the poor people or the people less fortunate are going to lose out. So the poor people of Medina, I remember this bayan, I have to tell you this. They approached Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and said to Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we came to ask you for our rights. We have been severely sidelined or we have been deprived. Ya Rasulullah, you have to help us. So Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, what is it that you're referring to? Said, Ya Rasulullah, the wealthy can make sadaqah, the wealthy can pay zakat, the wealthy can help the poor. We are the poor. We are being deprived of the sawab of sadaqah, zakat, all these valuable sawabs that we are going to be deprived of on the day of Qiyamah. Now look at that. What a conversation the people of Medina are. What the Ansar were, mashallah. They're not talking about dunya. They're talking about that we are being deprived of sawab in the year after because Allah has not given us wealth so that we can give it in the path of Allah. Why are we not benefiting from it? They came to argue for that. Not that why are we not rich so we can enjoy the ash aram of the dunya. We came to argue for our sawab. We want sawab in the akhirah. And Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam spoke about the tasbih of Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar. He said, if you do that, there'll be nobody better than you all on the day of judgment. Nobody will have more in the scale. Nobody will have more sadaqah. So he gave them an idea. And I remember this lecture many years back that I heard that if you are not as affluent as everybody else, doesn't mean you're going to be less fortunate. That doesn't mean that you're going to be less happy because people can eat khichdi, curry khichdi and be happy. You don't have to have biryani every day. And
Because
people
the
who,
billionaire or trillionaire that you mentioned at the beginning of the show, they might have a lot, but you don't know what they're missing in their life. Some people who don't
exactly.
have a lot of money, but they tell you we are happy and what nemat they have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the trillionaire just can't get it.
So if Allah has given you wealth, Alhamdulillah. Allah give you barakat in that wealth. Barakat meaning not more, meaning happiness, peace, contentment. And if Allah has given you less in affluency, Alhamdulillah. As long as you're traveling safe in your Toyota or in your Maserati or in your Lamborghini, whatever Allah has
You
given
don't need
you,
a PM in work like this, brother.
if Allah gives you, Alhamdulillah, who doesn't want a BMW? Who doesn't want a Mercedes Benz? Who doesn't want a Volvo? Who doesn't want a fancy car? Luxury car, everybody wants. But if Allah gives it to you, Alhamdulillah. But that's not the definitive of your character. That's not who your possessions don't make you. If that was the case, then who was Karun? Karun was he was destroyed, and how much of wealth he had, how much of knowledge he had. Knowledge and wealth does not make you the person. Your character does.
I
And
feel people who have more money, there's
mm,
more to answer, and there's more to, and even dunya, to more
again,
responsibility.
the ulama, so mashallah, how they have guided us, and alhamdulillah, Allah Pak's fazl that Rasulullah Pak informed us about all of these things, and we're so lucky that I think my cousin was telling us about 20 years back, and he spoke to my uncle about this. It's quite a frightening thing. It says there that a rich man will go to Jannah 1,000 years after a poor man. It's because
That's so frightening.
because he has to give accountability for his wealth.
And I think the years in akhirah is not as the years in
Yeah,
dunya.
day in the
It's more.
akhirah is 1,000 years in the dunya. So that equation I can't work out. So please give me a break here. But the point that I'm trying to say, and the ulama know how to explain all of these questions or all these statements I'm making. And please forgive me if I'm incorrectly stating them, because I'm just trying to make my point is that whatever Allah Pak has made you, poor or rich, affluent or, as long as we're comfortable. And the most important thing, if you want more, be grateful for what you have. If you are grateful for what you have, Allah will increase. And not increase now, tomorrow you got 10, today you have 10 and tomorrow you'll have 100 and no. Allah will make that 10 and stretch for you that it feels like 100.
A nice message. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My brother Faizal, Bhai and Bhabi. Nobody works harder than a lady who doesn't like asking people for anything.
Hmm.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all hardworking ladies. My heart is heavy. I'm tired of pretending I'm okay where I'm not. Ya
Hmm.
Allah, please give me your strength to survive the storm. Ameen. Sister
Well,
Ruqayya.
this is why sister I was speaking to about a month ago, and mashallah, she, Allah Pak, give her long life and good health. I said to her and her husband, and mashallah, they're not from here, they're from actually out of the country. Can you believe that? They actually flew in to come and see me. Alhamdulillah. Um, they, when I said to her that, I'm so tired, I make dua, Allah Pak, give me more strength. She said, don't say that. Somebody once said, don't ask Allah Pak for strength only, ask Allah for afia. Because you're going to ask for strength, maybe the tests are going to become more difficult. So I said, you make a lot of sense there. We don't want to be tested. We say, Allah, I'm weak. Please don't test me. Oh my Allah, make it easy for me. Give me afia. So a better thing to ask for instead of strength, you can ask for strength, and we do need strength because to survive. But Ya Allah, give me afia, give me ease. So Allah will not give you strength, will actually resolve all your problems for you. All your issues, all your difficulties, Allah can remove it, inshallah. So we must always, Allahumma inna asaluka al-afia. What an amazing, I know my kaki sent me that message years back. Allah reward her for it. I read that, and I even complimented. I said, you know what? I always read this now, and you're going to get all the sawab for it. She's a wonderful person, alhamdulillah. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. And thank you for being there for us today. And thank you for tolerating us. So the message is very simple, that if you have an issue, please, you need to not be alone and not be lonely. Whether your spouse is neglecting you or ignoring you, maybe your wife is not giving you the attention you need, she's hiding in the kitchen, or she's too busy with the kids. Maybe you are too busy with your business and your problems and your family, then you don't have enough time for your wife and your kids. But whatever it is, you'll need to sit down and discuss it, not argue over it. And don't wait too long for you all to get frustrated and then blow into an argument. Sit down and talk. And remember, please, if you are thinking about divorcing, please give me a chance to talk you out of it.
Sister Ruqayya said nice. Maaf, Ya Allah, give me afia. Ameen.
Alhamdulillah. You see now.
Positive
But you see,
person.
that's the thing. We learn from each other. That sister, wonderful. She encouraged and she taught us something. So me and my wife are so appreciative to her. Allah reward her for it. But we learn from each other all the time. So we must keep on learning and keep on striving in the path to get closer and closer to Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Allah. Inshallah.
Ameen.
So, like I said, please don't get divorced. Phone me and then give me a chance to talk you out of it. 083 7789314, and have a spectacular week and enjoy. This is the month that the mercy of mankind, the Rahmatul Alameen came to us. Alhamdulillah. So please, it's a month of the Sirah, it's a month of enjoying and enjoining Sunnah. So let's bring as much Sunnah as possible in our life. And from that, I will say for my wonderful co host,
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
till next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.